Well, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to this wonderful occasion. And to begin today's ceremony, the University of Newcastle respectfully acknowledges the traditional custodians, the Pambalong clan of the Awabakal people, on whose traditional land this campus of the University of Newcastle is located. I'm also delighted to welcome you to this great hall. This place is often referred to as the spiritual centre of the university and the home of our graduates. The Great Hall itself was a gift from the people of the Hunter region, made possible by a major fundraising drive, the Buy a Brick campaign in 1967, and it symbolises a special relationship between the university, the community, and our students and our alumni. That same spirit of generosity has continued. At the entrance to the hall, when you came through, the stained glass windows were donated by our alumni. On my right is the electric pipe organ donated by David Pitts and the Friends of the University. And to my left is that magnificent tapestry, also donated by the Friends. In the years to come, as you continue your study, some of you will be the lucky beneficiary of one of the many scholarships and prizes generously donated by our supporters of the university. And to all the donors, we say a very, very special thanks for your support. As Chancellor, I'm proud to be here this afternoon as we come together to recognise the achievements of our students who've studied one of the university's preparatory courses. Every student here has a story to tell. Each has arrived at the university having travelled a unique path. While the stories are all different, they will share recurring themes around commitment, endurance, passion and drive that characterises each of you. You've set a goal and you achieved it, and now are well on your way to turning your dream to a reality. For our part, the university is proud to have helped you begin your journey and support you in reaching your goals. We are committed to providing opportunities and access to higher education for as many people as possible, and we're actually pleased to be the biggest providers of domestic enabling programs in Australia. The opportunities provided by the Open Foundation, International Foundation, New Step and YAPUG programs translate into great success for our students and a valuable platform for future learning. Around 90% of our enabling program students go on to study undergraduate degree programs here at the University of Newcastle. Evidence shows that students who have completed an enabling program are very successful in their subsequent university studies, you'll be pleased to know, with a significant number being awarded university medals, the highest award the university makes to undergraduate students. Enabling program students also feature among our postgraduate ranks, with many graduating with Masters and PhDs. The possibilities are limitless, and I encourage each of you to take everything you've achieved through successfully completing your enabling program and use it to your best advantage. Of course, today's celebration would not be complete without acknowledging the wonderful contribution of the staff of the English Language Foundation Studies Centre to your success. Of equal, if not greater importance, is the support of your family and friends. Without their encouragement, many of us, if not most, would not be where we are today. So I warmly congratulate our successful students from the YAPUG, International Foundation, New Step and Open Foundation programs who will be receiving their certificates this afternoon. And on behalf of the university and myself, I wish you well in your future studies. And I now call on Associate Professor Peter O'Mara, Director of Indigenous Health and Acting Head of the Wallatuka Institute, to present graduates from the YAPUG program.
Thank you, Chancellor. I'd like to present to you the students who have satisfied the requirements of the YAPUG program. Shaylish McMahon. Diane Moon. Michael's not here. Leanne Taff. and Jane Webb. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of the award for the PUG program.
Well, now I have pleasure in inviting Ms Leanne Tafe to speak on behalf of the YUPUG students.
Hi, my name is Leanne Tafe, and I would like also to pay my respects to the Pemulwuy clan of the Awabakal people. I am a proud Yina Aboriginal woman from the Kamilaroi Nation. I have been asked today to speak about my journey for 2010 in the YUPUG program. The YUPUG program is equivalent to the Open Foundation and the New Step for Aboriginal people, and is... Wait on, I'm as nervous as all. This is not really my forte. It is for the Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people to qualify for entry into the undergraduate degree at Newcastle Uni. First, I want to talk about why I came here. In 2008, I put myself into a women's refuge for domestic violence. And there was something, I knew that there was something out there for me. I knew that it didn't matter about my age. I needed to do something more. And that's where I met my first ever in my whole life mentor, Delise Manton. She saw things in me and she treated me like I was her daughter, and she gave me the encouragement, she empowered me, and she made me feel safe while I did it. And my children as well. It wasn't just about me. And I reached for this, so I thought I would reach for the stars as well, because I was a single parent. So I enrolled in TAFE, and every time I rang, help, I need help, I don't know this, Auntie Delise would be there, and if she couldn't, she put somebody there for me. So while I was at TAFE, I found my second mentor, and she explained to me about the YUPUG program. So I'm here, and thank you, Karen. I decided that the difference between TAFE and university were the essays. In TAFE, they didn't really care about the referencing, about the word limit, and all that. Now, hello, I can't even write "and" without referencing that word. And then you put it on that, turn it in, hello. So, but I enjoyed it. I got addicted to writing papers. I can't believe I'm saying this. And my own personal opinion all of a sudden didn't matter. And believe me, I was a very opinionated person. And a lot of those opinions about everything that I learnt, whether they be Indigenous or mainstream Australian, opened up a whole new world, a whole new way of thinking, and a whole new way of living. And that I am very grateful for. But one of my TAFE teachers, Dr. Tarquin Bowers, told me that I would be back at TAFE. He did have confidence in me, I think. But look at me, I'm an undergraduate now for social science. So his dream come false. I would really like to say a big part of my growth is my YUPUG family. My YUPUG family are the students that are here today, and the teachers and the staff and the tutors that we all had. They all helped us get across the line. And none of us, even though all our journeys are very, very different, none of us would be who we are today or where we are today without the support of each one of us and our friends and family outside. Not that we're locked up. So I really want to thank everybody, because I'm very honoured to be standing up here to speak on behalf of my YUPUG family. And I want to wish all our Open Foundation, New Step and YUPUG, even though we've all gone our separate ways and done our own degrees or none, but we're still a family. Thank you and congratulations.
Thank you, Leanne, and thank you for your story. It's just so warm and sincere. We'll now call on Mr. Neil McElveeney, International Foundation Coordinator from the English Language and Foundation Studies Centre, to present graduates from the International Foundation Program.
Chancellor, I present to you students who have satisfied the requirements of the International Foundation Program. Mohammed Al-Amri. Hello, how are you? Riham Al-Habeshi. Sayla Al-Qurtani. Salem Al-Qur'ani. Feda Al-Asheen. Sana Jahutha Amna Hanke. Hong Si Chang. Pirada Chanafai. Jonathan Chung Ping Yong. Ye Hui Kong. Jai Huan Kim. Cedric Lee Man Wong. Hazel Lowe. Varatsara Mankotongsakel. Oliver Nung Kwan Sang. Philadelphia Paluca. Yai Kui. Sondrine Riker. Harika Sika. Zai Hang Tang. Yung Ming Yong, and is also the recipient for the Prize for the Health Faculty. Lai Quiu. Chancellor, that concludes the awards for the International Foundation Program.
I now have pleasure in inviting Ms Sandrine Richer to speak on behalf of the International Foundation students.
Bonjour, ni hao, marhaba, konnichiwa, good day everyone. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor, university staff, fellow students, families and friends. I'm very pleased and honored to be here to talk on behalf of my fellow students to congratulate them becoming graduates of International Foundation 2010. My name is Sandrine Richer and I'm from Canada. Australia and Canada may not seem that different, but to change country, friends, language, school, and everything can be quite challenging. For example, I can remember very clearly the first day I came in this beautiful, complex, and most of all, very big university. Maybe it was the look on my face, but as soon as I entered the McMullen building, which was very, very hard to find, teachers came straight at me, helped me with everything, and answered all of my questions. That first day in uni represented, as far as I'm concerned, the whole journey of International Foundation for me, and I can certainly say for all of us. The teachers and administrative staff helped every one of us, making us feel as welcome as possible. They understood that English was maybe not our first language, and understood that the changes we were going through. They also helped us to understand that we had to give our studies our first priority, and to show that they really wanted the best for us. International Foundation was culturally so rich, with people from China, Mauritius, Turkey, Thailand, Malaysia, Nepal, Japan, Korea, France, New Caledonia, Saudi Arabia, Iran, and Germany. The first oral presentation in English was amazing. We learned a bit about everyone and their own culture. Little by little, breaking all cultural boundaries, many bonds were made between students in this program. Strong bonds that grew because we were all there together, living in the unknown in an unknown country, but still making it through each day because we knew we were not alone in this situation. Australia was such a great country in which to experience all that we had to know as international students. The food, such as the excellent meat pies, the people who were so friendly and made you feel comfortable by calling you mate, the wonderful beaches, which unfortunately some of us didn't see much due to all the study we had. But from all this study, my friends, has come a reward, because today we are now graduates of International Foundation, and our entry to the university is now the beginning of our lives. Fortunately for us, our lives have been given a strong foundation because of all the knowledge we have acquired. But most of all are the special great mates that you and I have made during foundation, because they will be there for you during this entire amazing journey that we are beginning. Don't hesitate to still come and visit our amazing teachers from time to time. I'm sure the door will always be open. And most of all, if I can take this Australian saying, no worries, mate, our future is bright. I also wish to congratulate on behalf of my fellow international students, all the graduates from other programs. Thank you very much and congratulations.
Well, thank you very much. I must say you make us all envious. We'd like to belong to that class. It sounds like it was a very close, warm family group, as you say. And thank you for speaking so eloquently on behalf of your colleagues. Well, now I call on Ms. Beverly Wilson from NewStep. She's the coordinator from the English Language and Foundation Studies Centre to present graduates from the NewStep program.
Chancellor, I present to you students who have satisfied the requirements of the NewStep program. Cale Banfield. Gabrielle Banfield. Cassandra Conway. Amy Cox. Kirsty Dawson. Irene East. Emma Evans. Nicole Evans. Samantha Field. Caitlin French. Melissa Farina. Peter Goldthorpe. Lauren Hall. John Herrero. Chloe Ibbotson. Corey Jarvis. Alexander Johns. Jessie Johnson. Sarah Kane. Alice Keith. Iglal Cody. Jeremy Lee. Tegan McDonald. Ashley McFarlane. Josiah Miskowitz. Kelsey Moss. Samantha Norris. Denny Northweeks. Margaret Pedden. Lauren Reid. JC Saxton Sullivan. Ryan Swinkles. Hania Tag. Alexander Woodard. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards for the New Step program.
Well, I now have pleasure in inviting Ms J.C. Saxton Sullivan to speak on behalf of the New Step students.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, academic staff, fellow graduates, family and friends. Firstly, I'd like to begin by commending all the students who not only begun but also completed the New Step program. For those of you who are unsure of what New Step is, it's an enabling program offered by the University of Newcastle for school leavers who have, for various reasons, been unable to qualify for admission into an undergraduate course. I completed HSC in 2008, but unfortunately my UAI was not sufficient to gain entry into psychology at my local university. After travelling overseas and working part-time in 2009, I realised how much I still wanted to go to university and study. I did some research and came across the New Step program. After thinking about the possible results of New Step and how I might still have an opportunity to attend university, I moved from my hometown of Wodonga, Victoria, to Newcastle and applied for admission to the program. In March 2010, I started my first day of New Step. My first lecture was Jennifer Connor's class, Literacy and Communication. We spent an hour on how to write paragraphs and construct proper sentences. I'm sure I wasn't the only one who thought, what a waste of time. But how wrong I was. New Step truly takes you back to the basics, and for good reasons too. Over the following weeks and later in the semester, I learnt valuable skills. Not just for this program, but for any undergraduate course at university level. And thus I began the long journey to hopefully receive that offer I had sadly missed last time around. The year was long and at times very trying, especially being so far from home. However, with the support of my friends and the staff from New Step, I finished the year knowing I had done my best and with newfound confidence and pride. New Step has given me an opportunity I never thought I'd get after high school. It's not only given me entrance into an undergraduate degree, but given me a chance to better my life. It's enabled me to achieve my dreams and truly prove to myself that I can do it. And I did. In January 2011, I received an offer to undertake a Bachelor of Psychology here at the University of Newcastle. On behalf of all of last year's New Step students, I'd like to say thank you. Firstly, to New Step's Program Coordinator, Beverly Wilson, for her time and support over the year. To all the ladies in the Enabling Office for their help and assistance. And lastly, a big thank you to all the staff, without whom this program would not be possible. Congratulations, New Step 2010. I wish you all the best in your undergraduate degrees. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much for your words. I have some affinity with all that you say, having been someone who left school just before I turned 15 and didn't find my way back to education until my adult years. So, we may see you standing up here somewhere down the track. Well, I can call on now Dr. Barry Hodges to present to you students who have satisfied the requirements of the Open Foundation program.
Chancellor, I present to you students who have satisfied the requirements of the Open Foundation program. Reese Acker. Simone Adam. Narelle Altaf. Ryan Banks. Adria Barros de Menoca. Belinda Bell. Alexander Biddulph. Cherie Bradford. Lisa Brinkley. Edwin Brown. Rachel Birchall. Christopher Butler. Crystal Buxton. Audrey Cameron. Regina Camp. Rosie Castillo. Elizabeth Clement. Richard Connor. Aaron Cunningham. Elizabeth Curran. Ashley De Bono. John Ringstad. Lee Deadman. Robert Denton. Michelle Dostal. Kristen Edwards. Joanne Evans. Adam Fernie. Adam Ford. Leah Frankie. Peter Fulton. Megan Gardner. Rodney Geddes. Shanali Gomez. Tracy Grosdanis. Brenda Hall. Shannon Handren Smith. Andrew Harker. Andrew Hodder. Ben Humphreys. Anthony Hunt. Susan Kelly. George Knezovich. Christine Lamplow. Kerry Lear. Paul Lewis. Wendy Lewis. Murray Longhurst. Lee Mackey. Harmony Mangweza. Caitlin Ann Martin. Melissa Matthias, Hayley McGregor, Andrew Mackenzie, Linda McPherson, Kayla Miller, John Milmo, Paul Morant, Karina Movagliati, Julie Newton, Becky Palmer, Kylie Pearson, Amy Peel, recipient of the Jenny Thomas Dreams Can Come True Enabling Scholarship, Benjamin Pettit. Belinda Pilton, Crystal Quinlevin, Jacqueline Rawling, Lizelle Reynolds, Andrea Ribeiro, Samantha Richardson,
Can you read this? It's very
not at the moment, sorry. Jerome Rugarutsa, Swatini San, Kimberly Shrimpton, Lisa Smith, Melissa Stedman, Kelly Stewart, Jennifer Svensek, Simon Taylor, Karen Taylor, Chantal Threadgate, Amy Ewer, Kylie Vincent, Thomas Walters, Simon White, Joel Wilkinson. Natalie Williams. Rochelle Wood. Kim Wren. Timothy Yare. Trevor Norman. Nicole Yates. Emma Norville. Chancellor, that concludes the presentation of awards for the Open Foundation program.
Well, I now have great pleasure in inviting Simone Adam to speak on behalf of the Open Foundation students.
Good afternoon, Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, academic staff, fellow students, family and friends. Today I'm feeling a lot of things as I stand here to talk to you. I am proud, scared, excited, but mostly I'm honoured to speak as a student representative and talk about our experience as Open Foundation students. Obviously the experience that I have had is only one perspective, but I'm sure my fellow students can identify with the enormity of the experience we had in the terms of academic achievement, personal growth, self-awareness, and something very special to me was the amazing new friends I was so fortunate to make. For me, academic achievement was something I considered to be far out of my reach. A dream I never considered possible, especially being in my 40s and after having many years at being a mum at home and also battling with long-term depression. However, contrary to my self-doubt, my academic achievement became a reality and I embraced my learning experience like I never thought possible. This was achievable by the endless encouragement, support and enthusiasm by the incredible lecturers I personally had. Susan West and Anna Bennett taught us with an endless supply of passion, inspiration and encouragement, not to mention the knowledge and the thought-provoking academic learning they imparted onto us. It is hard to put into words the experience of Open Foundation. I guess challenging is one word that comes to mind, and I'm sure my fellow students can also appreciate the words of daunting, time-consuming and frustrating. As well, some might call it blood, sweat and tears. For me, and indeed all of us, Open Foundation has been one of the most rewarding achievements and experiences that has offered us the opportunity we now have as we embark on our undergraduate studies. I'm sure you will agree that without our foundation experience, we would not be here where we are today as undergraduates. For me, Open Foundation would not be complete without mentioning the incredible new friends that I made. As we all started our Open Foundation journey, I'm sure we all felt like the new kid at school. Thankfully, in no time at all, new and supportive friendships were made. The new people that I soon found in my life were a constant source of support and friendship, not to mention that we had a bit of fun too along the way. For me, the friendships we developed through Open Foundation were invaluable for getting through the year of study. We soon formed really strong bonds through studying together and helping each other grasp new experience that we found ourselves sharing. I know that the great friendships that we have made will continue through our undergraduate studies and beyond. I feel very blessed to have met some amazing, talented people who I'm proud to have shared this experience with, and I'm also very proud to call my friends. It is comforting to know that we are still here for each other as we embark on our undergraduate studies. As we are here today to celebrate our achievement, I would also like to thank everybody else that has made it possible for us. Our lecturers that have provided their endless support and encouragement, we'd like to say thank you. To the learning development staff, we'd like to say thank you. To the office staff who have helped so many of us, we would also like to say thank you. But most importantly, we would like to thank our family and friends that have been there for us, who have suffered through this journey with us. I know that without their support and their love, that it would not be possible for us. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Simone. Lots of nods when you talked about friendship and relationships, and lots of vigorous nods when you talked about suffering and hard work. But you were certainly speaking on behalf of your colleagues, and we thank you for that. Well, now we're going to enjoy a musical interlude performed by Lindy Connett. Lindy will perform Eliza's aria by Alina Katz-Chernin. Well, thank you very much, Lindy, for that performance. It's extraordinary range and a beautiful piece. We really did enjoy it. Well, now I call upon the Vice-Chancellor, Professor Nicholas Saunders, to introduce today's occasional speaker.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me very great pleasure to invite Associate Professor Peter O'Mara to deliver today's occasional address. Professor O'Mara is a proud Indigenous man from the Wiradjuri people of central New South Wales. He's the current president of the Australian Indigenous Doctors Association, the peak body that represents Australia's Indigenous doctors and medical students. Professor O'Mara graduated from the University of Newcastle with a Bachelor of Medicine in 1999 and a graduate diploma in rural general practice in 2003. But healthcare was not his first career. He left Cessnock High School in Year 10 to start an apprenticeship as a fitter and machinist in the coal mines of the Hunter Valley. A car accident at the age of 19 put an end to that career and led Professor O'Mara to enrol in the university's Open Foundation program, with aspirations to become a clinical psychologist. His education journey took another turn when he was inspired to consider a career in medicine after watching an interview with Dr. Lewis Peachy, one of our first Indigenous medical graduates. And indeed, the University of Newcastle has a very proud history of supporting and encouraging Indigenous people to enter the medical field, and we're proud to have graduated approximately half of all the Indigenous doctors in Australia. In 2004, Professor O'Mara began working as a general practitioner, and that year he helped establish Aboriginal health clinics in Port Macquarie and Foster. In 2007, he was appointed to the position of Associate Professor of Indigenous Medical Education and Head of Discipline for Indigenous Health in the School of Medicine and Public Health at this university. As a leading Indigenous medical practitioner and educator, Professor O'Mara's knowledge and advice is in demand from governments, community groups, professionals and individuals. And despite his busy schedule, he remains passionate and committed to general practice and continues to see patients one day each week at Foster's Tobwaba Aboriginal Medical Service. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please join me in giving a very warm welcome to Professor Peter O'Mara to deliver today's occasional address.
Thank you very much. Chancellor, Vice-Chancellor, staff, guests and most importantly graduates, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to speak here today. I've been asked to tell my story, my journey, and as I do that I'd like to share with you some key messages for our graduates. And the first one of those is that no matter what background you come from, no matter where life has taken you in the past, you do deserve to be here today. And you do deserve to get into those courses that your heart desires. I think many of us don't necessarily feel like that, and certainly when I was doing medicine, I always felt like I didn't quite belong there, like I wasn't quite worthy of that, and of course none of that is true. So as already mentioned, I went to Cessnock High School. In Year 10, I was very good at science. I had expressed amongst the teachers and careers advisors that I was interested in science, and most particularly I was interested in the body. Hoping that maybe someone would stimulate me to say, have you thought about doing nursing, medicine or physiotherapy or something like that, because I lacked a little bit of confidence. So that never happened, and as a result I went to my second love, which was mechanics. And before I left Year 10, I'd arranged a job in the coal mines as an apprentice fitter machinist, which was basically working as a mine mechanic. Back in those days, the coal mines were a stable job, they paid well, and they had good conditions. So I quite enjoyed the work that I was doing. Not long after finishing my apprenticeship, I was involved in a motor vehicle accident and sustained a back injury, and this meant that I had to stop a lot of things that I was doing. A gentleman hit me in the 100 zone. It was a head-on accident, and we were lucky to escape with the injuries that I did to some extent. At the time I was competitive bodybuilding. I was running about 70 kilometres a week, and I was instructing a kickboxing and martial arts class in Cessnock, and it was really taking off and getting a lot of steam. The only exercise that I could do after the accident to rehabilitate myself and maintain some fitness was swimming, and that's what I did. I went back to my jobs in the mines, but the tool bag that I used to carry around was about 20 to 25 kilos. I'd have to carry that several kilometres underground through mud with steel cap gumboots on and so forth, very uneven ground conditions, and I found it increasingly hard to do that. So I had to look for something else to do. And at that point I started to think not about just what I thought I could do, but this is an opportunity to think about what would I like to do. And I'd always loved talking to people one-on-one. I get a little bit nervous with larger crowds, but one-on-one I love that. I love the idea of helping people. Learning more about the mind and also about the body was very stimulating. So I thought, I think I'd like to be a psychologist. So I called the university up and they said, before you do that, you'd have to do the Open Foundation course, which I did and I really enjoyed. The choices then were there were two topics you could choose from. I actually chose Japanese, so I did Japanese history and Japanese language. Unlike many of you here today, I really struggle with the English language, so it's so good for me to see the Japanese language, which was structured and made sense and logical, so it gave me hope. The other topic that I studied was philosophy, and philosophy really challenged me. It challenged a lot of the ways that I perceive the world and myself. I'd stereotyped myself, and my mates had been part of that process, to think that all young men need to be hard and tough, and of course that's nonsense. And when I did philosophy, I learned that wasn't the case, that I could really start to be who I was meant to be and view the world in a different way. And of course when I got into psychology, that also occurred. It kept challenging the way I think, and it kept broadening my horizons and the way that I thought, and that was a great process. So that's really the second key message, is that university will challenge you and it will change the way that you view the world, and most of the time that's a very good thing. So in studying psychology, I had to do statistics. I did that because I had to. I did the behavioural stuff that was so popular here at Newcastle, and that really enthralled me. I just couldn't get enough of that. And of course there was the neuroscience that really interested me. But still I had this bit of a desire to know more about the body. So coming up to exams, I had a day at home where I could study all day. I'd studied all morning, my eyes were red, burning and itching, and got to lunchtime, I made myself some lunch, went into the lounge room and turned the television on. And the midday show was on. At that time it was hosted by Ray Martin, and he just happened to be interviewing the first two Indigenous doctors who graduated from the University of Newcastle. That was Lewis Peachy and Sandy Eads. Sandy's very lovely and shy and very smart and didn't really say a lot. And Lewis is very talkative, and he was talking quite a bit. And Ray really struggled to ask questions about Lewis's Aboriginality. In this really official voice he said, "Lewis, your father was Aboriginal, wasn't he?" And Lewis said, "Yeah, mate, he still is." And at that point I thought, wow, Lewis just seems like a normal guy. Maybe I could do medicine. So on the following, I think it was the Monday, down to the Medical Sciences building, gathered all the information I could, knew the literature so well that I could in fact repeat it back, but most importantly for study, understood all the concepts. And then I got into medicine. So I'll talk a little bit now about the current things that I do. As also mentioned earlier, I trained as a rural GP, partly because it was useful for the Aboriginal health that I knew I was going to work in, and also I wanted to be one of those doctors who could deal with just about any situation that come up. So I work at Tobwabba Aboriginal Medical Service at Foster, and it's such a great job. I get to go there, I catch up with old friends and people who I truly love, and I get to make some positive impacts in their lives, and mostly around health, but sometimes around other things. It's incredibly rewarding. I also am the current president of the Australian Indigenous Doctors Association, AIDA, which is a non-for-profit, non-government organisation. That takes me around the country and around the world. Sometimes I'm sure I would rather be at home, but nonetheless it's a great opportunity. And we give advice to government and non-government organisations on health policy and process, as well as expert advice on Aboriginal health issues. And then, of course, I started working at the University of Newcastle, which I truly love. The position was advertised as Associate Professor of Indigenous Medical Education in the Joint Medical Program. The Joint Medical Program is a program between the University of Newcastle and the University of New England at Armidale. It's the only one of its kind in the whole country. So the things that I love about that, we make doctors. And also we make great doctors, and that's incredibly inspiring for me to be around so many people who are going to go on and achieve such great things. Since accepting that position, the role has expanded quite a bit. I'm now the discipline lead, or the head of discipline for Indigenous health, where we're utilising those concepts that we use in medical education to expand into other areas of health, such as nursing. And also, more recently, I've become a director of the Wallatuka Institute. The Wallatuka Institute deals with all things Indigenous for the university and has a great reputation across the country and internationally for the great work that it does, and I'm really proud to be part of that team. Now, I'll mention those things that I do for this next point. About 4 to 6 weeks ago, I was talking to a friend of mine, and he said, "You're the least career-orientated person that I know." I said, "What do you mean by that?" He said, "Well, a lot of people I know in positions, they'll say, well, I'll do this, I'll do that, and that'll advance my career and take me down this pathway, and things will be easier and better for me down the track." He said, "But you never do that." He said, "And even though you don't do that, you have this incredible career that's unfolding in front of you." And I said, "Well, it helps to be the luckiest person in the country." And he said, "No, I think that it's more than that." He said, "When you start to talk about being a doctor," he said, "you get this element of excitement and enthusiasm in your voice. And as if anyone, even on the street, asks you a question about, doctor stuff or, as a patient, I can see that you get so excited about that." He said, "You talk about the students," he said, "you get excited about that. The same changes occur. And with all the things that you do, that occurs." He said, "You really love what you do." And I absolutely love what I do. So the final message that I have is that you're going to have to work hard. You're going to have to work very hard to get through the courses. You're probably going to have to work very hard in your careers. But the most important point is, if you truly love what you do, a whole world of opportunity awaits for you. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you very much, Professor O'Mara, for sharing with us your journey, and exciting as it is, it's certainly inspirational. And you could just sit there now and think about your name, and then just put the word professor in front of it, or doctor in front of it, and you'll laugh. You think, "Oh no, not me." Well, there's not one person up here who sat there once and thought, "Not me." So you just dare to dream. Just think of it when you go home. Don't say it to too many people, because they'll wonder about you. But just put that before your name and make it a goal. So thanks very much for inspiring us. It's wonderful. Well, now I declare the ceremony concluded, and I really hope that you've enjoyed this afternoon's ceremony, and thank you very warmly for being with us. Refreshments will be available in the foyer after the ceremony. So again, thanks very much.